Good morning, class. This is your teacher, Miss Gideon C. Pataxio. How are you today? Welcome to Mapeh subject, first quarter, week 5. The most essential learning competencies for this morning are assess physical activity, exercise, and eating habits. Engage in moderate to vigorous physical activities for at least 60 minutes a day in and out of school, and express a sense of purpose and belongingness by participating in physical related community services and programs. The lesson that we're going to discuss this morning is about Introduction to Strength Training. So, what is strength training? Strength training specializes in the inducement of muscular contraction through the use of free weights, weights machines, and resistance bands, which builds the strength, size of skeletal muscles, and anaerobic endurance. It strengthens and increases the amount of muscle mass in the body by making the muscles work harder than they're used to. It improves overall health and well-being because the bones, muscles, tendons, and ligaments are strengthened and toughened. It also increases metabolism, improves cardiac function, and elevates good cholesterol. Strength training is most commonly seen as a weight-bearing activity. So there are two terms concerning strength exercises. First, we have the repetitions and sets. A rep or a repetition is one full movement from starting point to finish. A set is a group of repetitions, and the most basic training design is to have anywhere between 6 and 15 repetitions in a set, in performing 3 sets. So some people will go for 6 to 9 repetitions, and some will go for 9 to 12, and some will go for 12 to 15 repetitions in a set. So these numbers are for upper body strength training. So the lower body repetitions must be anywhere between 15 to 25 repetitions, also with an approximate of 3 sets. Benefits of the weight-bearing strength training exercises. So with good strength training program, a learner will have an increase in muscle strength, strengthen tendons and ligaments, and improve in range of motion joints. And have a reduction of body fat and increase in lean muscle mass, potentially improve his or her blood pressure levels, gain positive changes in levels of blood cholesterol, and gain an improvement in glucose tolerance and insulin sensitivity, and gain overall strength training, strength, balance, and functional ability. Precautionary measures. So even if we are so concentrated in developing a healthy and active lifestyle, we still need to consider our safety. So bear in mind the following precautionary measures. So before engaging yourself to the activity, warm up first through walking. After doing the exercise, cool down for 5 to 10 minutes through stretching. Align body correctly and move smoothly through each exercise. So focus on form, not on the weight. So poor form can cause injuries and slow gains. So when learning a strength training routine, start with no weight or very light weight, then concentrate on slow, smooth lifts and equally controlled descents while isolating a muscle group. Second, you need to be in control is to work at the right tempo. So take 3 counts while lowering a weight and hold. Then count 3 again while raising it to the starting position. Third, pay attention to your breathing during workouts. So exhale while working against resistance by lifting, pushing, or pulling, and inhale at every release. Fourth, you need to keep challenging muscles by slowly increasing weight or resistance. So the right weight differs depending on the exercise. Next, you need to stick with the routine. Working all the major muscles of the body 2 or 3 times a week is ideal. Give time for muscles to recover too. So strength training causes tiny tears in muscle tissue. So these tears aren't harmful, but they are important. Muscles grow stronger as the tears need hours to recover before the next strength training session. So always give the muscle at least 48 hours to recover before the next strength training session. So next we have the food requirements. So the way we eat when we were children may strongly affect our eating behavior as adults. So when we repeat this behavior over many years, it becomes a habit. So eating proper food and proper exercise should go hand in hand to achieve a healthy and active lifestyle. So every year, many people check their general level of physical fitness. So some people choose to focus on increasing physical activity, while others choose to begin eating healthy and nutritious food. So a combination of good exercise routine and consistent intake of balanced diet can help achieve a well-rounded health and fitness level. Food and nutrients. So there are different dietary and nutritional requirements for each method used to increase levels of general fitness. So the food that you eat serves as a fuel for your various activities. So every year, many people check on their general level of fitness. A combination of good exercise routine and consistent healthy food intake can help someone achieve a well-rounded health and fitness program. So first we have the water. So during exercise, evaporation is usually the primary mechanism of heat dissipation. So temperature rises rapidly if the body cannot adequately evaporate sweat from skin surface. So continuous sweating might lead in losing valuable fluids from the reservoir within the body. So you need 8 or more glasses of water a day to keep us hydrated. So the rate is being related to exercise intensity, individual differences, environmental conditions, acclimatization state, clothing, and baseline hydration status. Next, we have carbohydrates. So the majority of your diet must consist of healthy, natural carbohydrates. So this should not come from sugar or even though sugar is packed with carbohydrates. So get your carbohydrates from natural sources such as rice and whole grains. So rice is a good source of carbohydrates. Next, we have the protein. So protein is very important if you add strength training to your aerobic routine. So you need to consider protein to be an integral part of your diet. So the amino acids that make up proteins are the small amount of acids that make every biological function of your body possible. So for those trying to lose weight, diets high in protein and fiber are very likely to limit cravings and make you feel full faster and longer. So pork is one good source of protein. Next, we have the fruits and vegetables. So make your plate filled with fruits and vegetables. Dark green, red, orange vegetables have high levels of nutrients such as vitamin C, calcium, and fiber. So adding spinach or romaine lettuce and tomato to your sandwich is the easiest way to get more veggies in your meal. So tomatoes and eggplants are some of the nutritious foods our body needs. Next, we have the grains. So choose whole grains like whole wheat bread, brown rice, and oatmeal. It is also best to consume them with fruits. So wheat bread is more advisable to eat. Dairy. If you are trying to build strong bones, drink fat-free or low-fat milk products. So in some cases, when you cannot digest lactose, there are alternatives that you can have like soy or rice milk and low-fat yogurt instead. So milk builds strong bones. Next, we have the pizza, candy, and fast food. You don't need to deprive yourself from eating these items. So eating less of them may help you maintain a healthy weight. Pizza, candy, fast food, and sodas have a lot of added sugar, solid fats, and sodium, which could be beneficial at some point, especially when consumed in proper amount. So a healthy eating plan should still be observed. So pizza must be eaten in moderation. Next, we have the added sugar. So fruits are naturally sweet, not like cookies, snack cakes, and brownies, which have added sugar to make them taste better. So sugar adds calories but has no nutrients, so you need to have less intake or consumption of it. So cookies have added sugar, thus this must be consumed in moderation. Next, we have the solid fats. Fat helps your body grow and develop. It is a source of energy and it even keeps your skin and hair healthy. But some fats are better for you than others. So solid fats are fats that are solid at room temperature like butter, stick margarine, shortening, and lard. So margarine is an example of solid. So they often contain saturated trans fat, which is high in calories and not healthy for the heart. So be easy on cakes, cookies, pizza, and fries, which often have a lot of solid fat. Next, we have the sodium. Your body needs a small amount of sodium, but consuming too much of this can raise your blood pressure, which is unhealthy for your heart and your body in general. So processed foods like those that are canned, frozen, or packaged often have a lot of salt. So try to use less than 1 teaspoon of salt in preparing food when cooking. Too much salt in the body absorbs too much water. So next we we have skipping meals may lead to weight gain. Then you need to follow these tips to maintain a healthy weight. So eat breakfast every day. It gets your body going. So you can even grab something on the go, like a piece of fruit and a slice of whole grain bread. So it also helps you concentrate on your studies or even enables you to focus on your work brought about by the power of taking regular breakfast. Next, you need to pack your lunch. Aside from being economical, if you pack your lunch, you can control the portion and can ensure a healthy meal since you prepare it. Then next, eat healthy snacks and try not to skip meals. If you can bring your own snack, then do so. Eat boiled bananas, kamote, and the like instead of taking junk foods. Next, you need to take dinner with your family. When you eat with your family, you are more likely to eat a healthy meal and you can take the time to catch up with each other. Be involved in grocery shopping and meal planning at home. If you are involved, you can make sure meals are healthy and taste good. You need to share your knowledge to your parents while picking up your groceries and strengthen your bonding too. Now let's proceed to proper nutrition for exercise. Nutrition is the health branch of health science that emphasizes the importance of the food for growth and development, as well as in lowering the chances of acquiring diseases and illnesses. Proper nutrition depends on the mix of food with varied nutrients that we need to consume every day. So having too much or too little of these nutrients can lead to disorders. So key principles of nutrition like adequacy, balance, and variety. Nutrients rather are important food substances that help our body function properly. So they provide energy and facilitate growth and repair of cells. Macronutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and water are mandatory intake by the body in large amounts. Micronutrients such as vitamins and minerals are only needed in very little amounts. So they all aid our bodies to produce enzymes, hormones, and other substances critical to growth and development. So micronutrients. First, we have the vitamin A. So what is the importance of vitamin A? So it helps the body use carbohydrates, proteins, and fats and maintains healthy skin, bones, teeth, hair, and vision. So signs and symptoms of deficiency. So we have anemia, painful joints, cracks in teeth, depression, frequent infections. Next, we have the vitamin B. The importance of vitamin B, it produces energy from carbohydrates and fats. It breaks down glycogen to release glucose and make hemoglobin and carrying oxygen in the blood. So, signs and symptoms of deficiency: anemia, depression, convulsions, skin rashes, nervous system, degeneration, processing to paralysis, and hypersensitivity. Next, we have the vitamin B12. So, the importance of vitamin B12 aids maintenance of red blood cells. So the sign and symptoms of deficiency are red blood cell breakage, anemia, muscle degeneration, difficulty walking, and leg cramps. Vitamin E and C. So the importance of the vitamin E and C aids in bone, teeth, and skin formation and resistance to infection, and it protects the body from oxidative damage. So the signs and symptoms of deficiency are anemia, frequent infection, bleeding gums, loosened teeth, muscle degeneration and pain, joint pain, blotchy bruises, failure of wounds to heal. And lastly, we have the folate. So the importance of folate aids in the formation of red blood cells and protein. So the sign and symptoms of deficiency anemia, heartburn, frequent infections, smooth and red tongue, depression, and mental confusion. Now let's proceed to the fifth principle. So the fifth principle is an acronym for frequency, intensity, time, and type. So these are the key factors in designing an exercise program that will address the current fitness level. So provide means to overload the body and trigger positive adaptations. So these variables can be modified occasionally to consistently challenge the body to become stronger. It is important to remember that increasing the workload should be done one variable at a time to prevent chronic injuries or overtraining. The proposed recommendations should be observed to reduce the likelihood of injury and encourage adaptation of an active lifestyle. Next, we have the frequency. The frequency means the number of sessions in a week. So, of an exercise program depends on the current fitness level of a person and the type of activity performed. So, it is important to provide rest days to allow the body to recover. So, consequently, beginners should exercise less frequently as compared to athletes. So, the fitness level increases the individual can increase the number of sessions gradually. So some individuals train twice or thrice every day. However, one should refrain from designing his or her program, especially for beginners. This way because it leads to burned out and possible injuries. Next, we have the intensity. Intensity means difficulty level of the exercise or work demand. So, of an exercise refers to the difficulty level of the workout. So, it is important to set a workload that is more challenging than what one is used to. So, this factor is affected by the current fitness level and the time allotted to an exercise session. So each type of exercise has its own method of estimating intensity. So current research indicates that exercise intensity is the most important factor in improving fitness level. Next, we have the time or duration. Duration or distance covered in an exercise session. So time or duration is an exercise session that is influenced by the intensity and the type of activity performed. So an exercise that is performed at a high intensity level cannot be sustained for a long period of time. So furthermore, a stretching program usually takes a shorter period to complete as compared to resistance training program. And lastly, we have the type. Type is mode of exercise or activity is influenced by the fitness goal and the current fitness level. So the program should be designed to produce the best activity that will specifically address the fitness goal. For instance, an individual who wants to develop his or her endurance to swim 2 kilometers should choose swimming as his or her main activity, though there are strategies to achieve this goal. So there is no single exercise for a specific goal, but one can choose from various alternatives or activities that will provide enjoyment to him or her. So this is where the art and science of exercise prescription come into play. Next, let's proceed to the introduction to strength training. So there are 5 basic strength training exercise. First, we have the push-ups. So regular push-ups are prescribed to most people. However, for some who have health concerns, newbies, and even females, they may start off with knee push-ups. Regular push-ups are performed with the body performing a straight line from the heels. So the body is lowered until the chest is approximately 1 feet off the ground. So the body is then pushed off the ground to return to its original position. Next, we have the Superman. From prone lying position, lift both arms and legs and try not to bend the legs, then lower arms and legs without relaxing the ground. Next, we have the crunches. From the supine lying position while legs are bent and arms touching the ears, lift the head and shoulders with the shoulder blades lifting off completely from the ground. Return to original position while keeping the head elevated off the ground. Next, we have the side crunches. So starting with legs together and bent, lie on one side. Extend the arm close to the ground 30 to 45 degrees from the body as supported or balanced. Position the arm across the chest or have it float in front of it. So lift the shoulder closer to the ground while legs and the chest likely face upward. Then return to original position without letting the shoulder touch the ground. Next, we have the squats. From an upright position with arm and hands across in front of chest or up, squat lower until the thighs are parallel to the ground. The chest and butt must be pushed out and the knee must not thrust forward beyond the toes. Return to original position, keeping both legs and slightly bent. So that's all for our lesson this morning. I hope you enjoy and you've learned a lot. Thank you for listening. For your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. Again, for your activity and for your quiz, just follow the GAITF link on your screen. Once again, good morning and have a nice day.